What is up, YouTube? My name is Eben, and this is The Edge, and today I am bringing you Unfezant. It's a card that probably caught your eye from Roaring Skies, but we're going to kind of talk about its many possible combos and uses today. Its main draw is its 3 energy attack Strong Winds, which allows you to shuffle all cards attached to each player's Pokemon into that player's deck. That means tools and energy and anything else that's attached to those Pokemon somehow, which is pretty outstanding considering it cleans up all your opponent's energy attachment, which in some decks can be pretty significant, as a lot of decks will rush to attach energies in special ways and draw through their deck quickly to find those things, and if you can get rid of them and put them back, it's often a much slower ride for your opponent to power everything up again. And it's actually kind of good that Unfezant is a stage 2 when you think about it, because that means your opponent gets several turns before you get to use Strong Winds, where they're going to go ahead and try to set everything up, which gives us that much more to take away when we use Unfezant's Strong Winds. Of course, it also has a nice 1 energy attack that you can use, Quick Attack, so that when everybody's lost all their energies and all their everything else, you can come back on the next turn and attack fairly easily for 30, or if you win the coin toss, 60, which isn't the greatest, but it's something in case you need it. We can also retreat for 1 energy, but if we're going to be retreating out for another Pokemon, we might just want to consider cards like Switch and Escape Rope. But there's a lot more we can do here. Basically, the idea here is pretty simple. Get Unfezant built up quickly, fire off Strong Winds using like an energy and double colorless or something like that, and then try to capitalize on the fact that your opponent just lost all their setup. Of course, cards like Red Card can be very useful before firing your Strong Winds. That way your opponent has that much less in their hand that they could possibly come back at you with and reset up, basically trying to slow your opponent down. And speaking of slowing your opponents down, how about hammers? You can enhanced hammer special energies and then send basic energies back to the deck. Or you can just crushing hammer to get rid of whatever your opponent needs most. Or you can save these for after your Strong Winds, and that way when your opponent is desperately trying to set up again afterward, you can just take it away from them, making it even harder for them to come back and really do much of anything to you, which allows you a lot more time to do your own setup. Of course, some cards can be comboed back on purpose, things like Spirit Links. You can Spirit Link one of your Mega Evolutions or Primals, and then once you've gone up to your Mega, you can go ahead and Strong Winds and send something like this back to your deck to get rid of it so that you can replace it with something more desirable, like a Muscle Band. Speaking of tools, how about Healing Scarf? With Healing Scarf, you can attach energy to a Pokemon that's been damaged, heal it up. Later, you can Strong Winds, send back the Healing Scarf and all the energy, and then replay it all to possibly heal them. That could be a combo there, potentially, for healing up Pokemon that want to get in, do something, take a big hit, and then run away. Also, there may be only one special energy now that can actually benefit right when it comes in, but that may not always be the case. Herbal Energy is basically a free potion to the Pokemon you attach it to, albeit that it has to be a grass Pokemon, but with Strong Winds, you can reuse it again and again. And consider Herbal Energy plus Healing Scarf. That's healing 50 right there, just for attaching an energy. And that's not too bad. Of course, recovering from Strong Winds can be a whole other affair for you, period, even if you don't want to take that route. Cards like Professor's Letter in your deck, maybe more copies than usual, could be very useful for you coming back. How about cards like Soul Rock? With Solar Generator, you can even go search your deck for a double colorless energy, or even 2, so that you could potentially get your Strong Winds set up again, or set up something a little more aggressive on your side by getting the appropriate special energies like a Double Dragon or a Strong Energy. And Pokemon that just generally combo really well here are Pokemon like Rayquaza EX, who can attack for a single energy, so your ability to come back and start aggressing and putting pressure on your opponent is pretty much instantaneous. Or if you just really want to make friends with your opponent really quickly, you could also combine with Seismitoad EX, since you're probably going to be running double colorless energy anyway, and locking items out for your opponent can block things like Professor's Letter, making your opponent's job of building back up even harder, buying you plenty of time to finish the job with your slower moving control-based strategy. So, a plethora of options and combos, most definitely, and you can take it lots of different directions, but this Unfezant is definitely a tech card that's worthy of consideration. It could be for fun decks, but you could even potentially find a more serious deck here, because Strong Winds is a pretty unique and potentially devastating attack if used correctly. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, check me out on Twitter if you haven't already. Link will be down below in the description. And until next time, I will see you, well, next time.